All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're looking at a huge, critical cryptography update from GitHub. We're talking about a fundamental shift designed to protect your Git data in transit far into the future. GitHub is officially introducing post-quantum secure key exchange methods for SSH access. So we're going to break down exactly what that means, why it's happening right now, and what you actually need to do about it. We've got to start with a massive question. Could future quantum computers read your current code? I know, it sounds totally like science fiction, but the reality of quantum computing eventually breaking modern encryption is the exact, tangible threat driving today's update. Right now, when you make an SSH connection, a key exchange algorithm allows both sides to agree on a shared secret, which is then used to generate your encryption and integrity keys. Now, today's algorithms, they're perfectly secure against today's computers. But tomorrow's computers, well, that is a very, very different story. Section 1. The quantum description threat. To really wrap our heads around GitHub's fix, we first need to understand the exact threat that has cybersecurity experts completely rethinking how we protect data in transit. Okay, so the crux of this issue lies in a fascinating and honestly kind of terrifying concept known as a store now, decrypt later attack. We don't actually know for sure if it'll ever be possible to produce a quantum computer powerful enough to break traditional key exchange algorithms, but here's the catch, and it's a big one. They don't necessarily need to exist yet for your data to be at risk. Attackers can just harvest and save your encrypted SSH traffic today. They literally just sit on it. Then, years down the line, if a suitable quantum computer is finally built, they break it wide open. So the threat isn't just living in the future. The data harvesting part of the attack can and likely is happening right now. Section 2. GitHub's hybrid security solution. So, how exactly do you build a shield against a machine that doesn't even fully exist yet? Well, to protect your traffic, GitHub is rolling out a brand new post-quantum secure SSH key exchange algorithm directly to their SSH endpoints. And yeah, I know, looking at it, it's just a totally random string of characters, SNT loop 761 X25519 SHA-512. It's also known by its older name with @OpenSSH.com tacked onto the end. But seriously, this string is going to be your absolute best friend when it comes to securing your Git data in transit. What's really cool here is how this all builds into a complete defense using a hybrid approach. GitHub isn't just tossing out the old math and betting the farm on something entirely new. Instead, they're actually fusing a new post-quantum algorithm, which is called Streamlined NTRU Prime, right together with a super proven classical one, the elliptic curve Diffie-Hellman algorithm, using the X25519 curve. They're literally weaving the new and the old together. And the absolutely crucial point here, as the GitHub engineering team points out, is that combining them ensures your security simply won't be weaker than what the classical algorithm already provides. Because these post-quantum algorithms are so incredibly new, they just naturally haven't received as much testing in the wild compared to our traditional methods. So think of this hybrid approach kind of like putting two totally different locks on your front door. Even if the fancy new post-quantum lock turns out to have some unforeseen flaw down the road, your traditional, battle-tested classical lock is still right there holding the door shut. Your security is never downgraded, it is only ever enhanced. Section 3. Rollout and FIPS exclusions. All right, let's look at exactly when this is happening and who actually gets this upgrade. You are definitely going to want to mark your calendars for this. September 17th, 2025. That is the day GitHub officially flips the switch and enables this new post-quantum algorithm. Just as a quick side note, this update is also going to be included in GitHub Enterprise Server 3.19. But we do need to point out, it's not just a blanket rollout for every single user across the globe. It's actually a very targeted update. It's rolling out to github.com, the non-US resident GitHub Enterprise Cloud regions, and, like we just said, GitHub Enterprise Server 3.19. But notice there's a really specific exclusion here for the US region Enterprise Cloud. Why? Well, it all comes down to FIPS. Within the US region, only FIPS-approved cryptography can be used. FIPS stands for Federal Information Processing Standards, and currently, this specific post-quantum algorithm just isn't approved by them yet. GitHub did state they're keeping a close eye on developments, though, and as soon as SSH libraries begin to fully support FIPS-compliant post-quantum algorithms, they will absolutely update their offerings. Section 4. How to prepare your client. Now, let's break down exactly what you, the developer actually sitting at the keyboard, need to do to prepare for this shift. I gotta say, the contrast here is incredibly satisfying. While the quantum math we've been talking about is immensely, mind-bogglingly complex, your actual preparation is absolutely simple. First off, If you access your Git remotes using HTTPS, you are completely unaffected by this change. This is strictly for SSH access. Second, if you're using a modern client like OpenSSH 9.0 or newer, it actually supports this new post-quantum algorithm already and will just automatically choose it by default. You essentially do nothing at all. And third, what if you use an older SSH client? Well, the SSH protocol is smart enough to just automatically pick an algorithm that both sides support. Your client will just seamlessly fall back to an older key exchange algorithm. So your SSH experience continues to work exactly as normal, though obviously you just won't get the post-quantum security benefits until you eventually upgrade your client. Now, if you want to be totally sure where you stand, you can actually check your terminal right now. Just run this exact command, SSH-Q kex. This command lists all of the key exchange algorithms your client currently supports. So if you scroll through that list and spot snuntrip 761X25519-SHA-512, then hey, the new post-quantum standard is already waiting for you and you are perfectly good to go for that September 2025 rollout. So we've covered the threat, the hybrid solution, the timeline, and exactly how you need to prepare. But it kind of leaves us with this final thought, right? GitHub's SSH update is an incredibly proactive step, for sure, but it's really just the beginning. As that quantum horizon approaches, what other parts of our developer ecosystem are completely vulnerable to a store now, decrypt later future? What other digital locks are we inevitably going to need to change? It's a fascinating and, a bit of a daunting space to watch. But I hope this explainer helped you understand exactly how GitHub is leading the charge on this one critical front.